Yo, what's good, guys? I wanted to make a video talking about like what happened today. We did DoorDash for the first time ever, and I think it was pretty cool. I'm gonna report a bit about that, but I got to give you a little bit of context first to explain why we did it in the first place. I went to my wife is singing downstairs and I got surprised. I went to a store that I went to yesterday. Yesterday I did a big sourcing trip, and one of the stores I hit yesterday, I went back again today because I heard as I was getting ready to leave that they had additional shoes that they were working on, and I had to leave before, they got those shoes out. So I went back to see, are there more shoes and will I be able to get anything cool? And at first my sourcing trip kind of looked a little bit disappointing, but it ended up like transitioning into me being able to get some very, very good shoes. And like one of them were like a pair of like vintage Vans and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool. And I didn't know that they even made like big Y2K Vans with like big puffy tongues and stuff like that. But I thought they were really awesome. That was really good. That was like a sleeper pair that ended up being worth a lot of money. But my pair isn't as great, so I won't be able to sell it for nearly as much. Doesn't really matter that much. But after I went there, Mariah had hit me up and was like, "Hey, we got a surprise bill that came through, so I'm gonna need you to, drop some cash on this." And I was like, "Okay, cool," but that kind of put a damper on the sourcing that I wanted to do today. So I just sold a pair of Jordans for $56. So I ended up, having a conversation with her about, like about like, man, this is tough. Like, I don't understand. It was her, my mom, a couple of my friends, like, this is tough for me. I don't understand why, my sales are so volatile right now. Well, I understand why. I know the reasons for it, but like, I'm just not in a position right now where I can afford volatility. And I talked to, you know, my friend, and after that I kind of sat down for a second and thought, wait a minute. Alex Hermosi said something about this specific situation, which was if he ended up not able to be as successful as he wanted to be with his business, he would end up doing stripping and Uber, right? And I'm thinking, huh, like I used to do DoorDash back when I was younger, before I got into college. So why not give this a shot now? Like, could this be something that's worth it for me? And I downloaded the app, just to see. And I knew that I needed to go to another sourcing trip because I had a meeting with somebody a little bit later in the day, around like 3 o'clock or so. So I went over there, but I downloaded the app, set all my stuff up because I was wondering, like, hey, is there actually money to be made? Did some research on Reddit to see, can I actually make money doing this, and can this actually be beneficial, or will I just be spending a bunch of gas, a bunch of time? Because Mariah's brought this up a few times before about her specifically doing DoorDash and stuff like that, give her a bit of flexibility and to be able to make the amount of money to make a little bit of extra money. And I've always been against it. I'm thinking, well, what about the mileage? When you look at the stats for a lot of dashers, they don't make the amount of money that it seems that they're making because of mileage, wear and tear on the vehicle, gas, so on and so forth. But then I kind of had to sit down with myself and really think, like, yo, how many things have you not done because you just think, you know? It's very, very often for me to sit down and go, well, like, look at the potential hourly, or let me look at this, or whatever. Get into my spreadsheet, get into my head, and go, I shouldn't take action because this isn't the most ideal way to get bread. This isn't the best way, the most perfect way. This isn't going to multiply my money as quickly as this thing may or that thing may. And for once in my existence, I was like, what if we just try it? Like, let's just see what happens and go from there. And I went out to the sourcing trip. Unfortunately, I didn't get to meet with the person, but I was able to get like 26 pairs of shoes for about $2.80 a pair. And they were pretty good shoes. Pairs are going to sell between like $19.99 to $40, $50 or so. That's kind of the range. And if I price them at $19.99 and sell it for $15 at that $2.80 buy cost, I think I make about $11 profit, which isn't bad. And then and the most of those were kid shoes, and the ones that are above that tier, those are going to make me around $15 to $20 profit, depending on how high up I'm going. And it could be even higher than that, of course, if I'm selling a pair that I bought for $3 for 30, 35, 40. And there are pairs in that haul that fit that description. So that was just very enlightening for me, because I'm thinking, like, man, if I just had the money to spend, I would be able to blow this freaking thing up because there's no shortage of shoes for me, y'all. Like now that I'm like looking at the game a lot different, I can just get as many shoes as I freaking want. I just need to have the amount of money necessary to go do it because these places are constantly replenishing shoes, constantly replenishing them. And if I can just put myself in a position where I always have money to go, that I can go to the flea market every single weekend, buy shoes for $20 and make $36 profit per pair, being able to go to the thrift stores and make $21 profit per pair. And if I can do that 100 times a week, 150 times a week, 200 times a week, I'm going to be unstoppable, dude. I'm going to make so much freaking money. I just need time to bridge the gap between where I'm at now and where I need to be. And that's kind of where that Dasher idea came from. Because if Alex Ramosi, who, you know, I look up to and I've watched a lot of his content, if he's more than willing to make a decision like that, then like, am I too cool for that? You know, because I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a reseller, so I got to make all my money from reselling. And if I don't do that, then I'm a failure, you know? And I feel like a lot of that was in my head for a very long time. And I'm thinking, like, you can't have a job. You have to do this full time. It's a badge of honor for your income to come only from reselling. But like, honestly, bro, I gotta stop caring about what other people think, what other people say. Because when it really comes down to it, it doesn't matter that all your income comes from reselling or that you're a full-time reseller or whatever it is. What matters is how much money you're putting in your bank account and how much you're able to set up your family. And if your goal isn't to, you know, set up your family or put money in your bank account, then your metric might be time that you spend with your kids, or, you know, how many vacations you guys can take per year because you guys didn't get to do that on the way up, or whatever that reason is for you. But for me, I'm a young dude trying to take care of my wife, take care of my daughter. And like, I can't be out here going, well, I can't go make that move because if you look at the math, the hourly rate doesn't make that much sense, or this, that, like all these other like extraneous shenanigans, you know. It's always that voice that tells you like, oh, you can't do this, don't do this because it sucks. But like, dude, if I can make $50 extra a day, which I made $25 today very easily. If I can make $50 extra a day, that's $1,500 a month right there. And like, I have to go sourcing anyway, so I already have to put gas in the car, and I'm not using a whole bunch of gas to do this type of stuff. So I'm seeing it as like an opportunity where if I make $50 in the evening, after I do like what I need to do on eBay. And what's so beautiful is I was inside of a store doing a delivery, and I sold a pair of shoes for $40. I'm talking to you guys right now, and I just sold a pair of shoes for $56. So I mean, I can do both, man. I can do both. And if I put myself in a position where I'm making $1,500 a month doing this, then that $1,500 pays my rent, pays my car, and then my eBay business only has to cover the $1,000 for the other rent. And now, you know, I have significantly more cash flow to invest back into the business, and I get to go buy more and more and more of those amazing pairs, dude, because they're just out there, y'all. Y'all don't understand, man. Like, the way how I'm seeing reselling now, I am able to identify these pairs that I'm buying for $8, buying for $15. I'm not scared to pay $20. I bought a pair for $30 yesterday. And like, these pairs can sell for 40, 50, 70, 100. I put like, dude, I've sold more pairs at $60 plus than I have in so long in my career. And I think that, you know, that's just because of me understanding condition, me understanding these brands, me being out there, you know. Like, if I'm inside of my house, there's no bread to be made. Except for this, I guess. But, like, I can't make money sitting in here. But if I go outside, even if I only have, you know, $10 to my name, $20 to my name, I can go find, I don't have $10 or $20 to my name, but you get my point. Like, I can go out there, put that $10 into a pair of shoes, and turn that $10 into 50, turn it into 80, turn it into 100 if I choose the right pair. And I just feel like for so much of my career, I've been hesitant to do that. And the way how we have it set up now is I go out, I spend money on these shoes, and then I'm trying to get everything that I bought listed, you know? We didn't do that today because we tested out a couple of things. I wanted to list the pairs that I got from that actual thrift store, and I did that already. This is after I listed those pairs. But when it comes to the pairs that I just bought at the $280 per pair, I'm going to save those, I guess, so that I can be able to have listings that I can push out on tomorrow, as well as listings I can ideally push out on Saturday when I go back out to revisit that place. But man, you know, I did it. I think it was the earn by hour thing or something like that. And in my area, they don't pay that much per hour. It's like 10.75, which is ridiculous. You know, like you can make more than 10.75 doing eBay. You can make more than 10.75 being a teacher. You can make more than 10.75 doing whatever. But like y'all, I'm sitting on my floor right now talking to you guys. Like I'm not making 10.75 right now. So like if at minimum every single hour of my day, let's say 18 hours, I can make 10.75, then I can make 18.75 per, well, I'm sorry, $187, something like that. Hold on. 18 hours times 10, times 11. So let's do times 10. $180 a day. Jesus, I'm sorry. I don't have a calculator in front of me, so the math's a little bit difficult. But like I can make $180 a day every single day. And like every single day, on top of that, I have my eBay money. You know what I mean? And that puts me in a whole different position. And I don't plan on doing it 18 hours a day. Like if I can do $50 a day, $75 a day, $100 a day, that's a really beautiful position. And I think today, on a whim, right after we left that place with the $2.80 shoes, Mariah was just like, we were looking at the app and we're like, I mean, you want to just try, dude, just to see how much money we make? And we just tried it. And you know, I used to DoorDash when I was younger, before I got into education, and like while I was in college still. And like I said, I think they automatically put me at gold because I've been doing it for a while. I did like 200 deliveries or something of the sort. So that allowed us to be able to get deliveries, you know, every 2 minutes, 3 minutes, every time we'd finish something. And if that's that much demand out there and we can make, you know, reasonable amounts of money, then I'm with it. I'm down with making an extra 50 a day, you know, and it's not that much of an investment for me either. So even if I have to pour 4 hours of my day into doing that, like it's better than me sitting here at the crib watching TV or thinking about my life or being sad that I'm not making the amount of money that I want to make because eBay is volatile right now. You know, there's a lot of people hurting. There's a lot of people going through a bunch of things, you know, especially with the hurricanes and stuff like that. And maybe due to that, like a lot of my customer base is in Florida, a lot of them. Maybe California and Florida make up 30-40% of my sales, somewhere in there. That's a significant portion for only two states. And one of those two states is going through it right now. So, like, you know, I might just be in a downtime, but if I can put myself in a position where I don't have to just rely on my reselling business to pay my bills, and I can give my reselling business a little bit more breathing room to put me in a better position, then that could be great. So, like, you know, tomorrow the plan is to test out the earn by order function where you are getting paid for each individual order, and see if we make more bread than I gotta stop saying bread. Y'all getting the wrong side of me. But see if I can make more money than I make when I do the earn by hour. And then I'll test those two, see how they work, and then based upon the results, and I know which way to go going forward. And if I, like I said, if I make an extra 50, I make an extra 75, I make an extra $100 a day. $100 a day is $3,000, y'all. $3,000 extra, free and clear, kind of, because I still got to pay gas and stuff like that. But like, dude, if I get an extra $3,000, that's both rents, my car note, and on top of that, I have the ability to take 100% of my eBay money. So if I get $5,800 this from this month on my eBay money, all $5,800 used to go back into the business and buy pairs, and I can't even buy $5,800 worth of pairs. You know what I mean? So, and if I can, and I process them and I list those, I make so much more money, dude. So much more money. So, honestly, man, in this next season of my existence, I might be out there getting it for real, y'all. Like, I might really be out there getting it for real, and that's the plan, man. I need to make this money so that my family is where I need them to be. So I appreciate y'all. I hope this was valuable to you, but this is kind of what I've been thinking about all day and what I've been stressed about, but not stressed about talking to you guys about it, just like stressed about what I'm gonna do. And like for the first time in months, man, I finally feel like there's a light at the tunnel because I've been stuck at this 11, 12K despite whatever I do for the several months. And I know I just started changing this business model, doing things better, doing things the right way. But like I need time. And I think this is a great way for me to get that extra time while still having the flexibility, because if I'm out on the road doing a delivery or something like that, then I can go pop into the local Goodwill and catch, you know, a quick, because you see they give you the ability to pause the thing. So like I could pause it for 35 minutes, pop into a Goodwill, scoop some great shoes, and then head right back out and continue doing what I'm doing. And Mariah's with me, you know, we're doing it together. And You know, it's a good time for us to like listen to books and talk to each other and stuff like that, while also, you know, allowing us to make a little bit of extra money so we can do the things that we. For some reason, the iPhone keeps saying that it's out of storage, but let's try to finish this up. But basically, it just gives us the opportunity to do things together, which we always love to do. I love spending time with my wife, and on top of that, you know, be able to make a bit of extra money for us to give us more breathing room for the business, give us more time to get to where we want to be. And if I can continue buying as many of these shoes as I see fit, things will be beautiful. Because I've never actually been in a position in my business where I was able to just take eBay money and put it on top of eBay money. Even just like a significant portion of my eBay money. Usually a big portion of it goes to my bills, and due to that, it's never been like, let's just keep spending on shoes. Because guys, the more money I put on shoes, the more money I'll make. Guaranteed. Like with the type of stuff I'm finding right now, man, like even with the low tier stuff, dude, like if I can take $7 and turn it into 29.99 and plus shipping, dude, you make like, I don't know, $16 profit per item, $20 profit per item, depending on how things work out, where it's going, if it's promoted or not, all these different factors. And you do that, you know, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times a day. Like, bro, you're just making so much more money. And I want to put myself in a position where I can do that. So I just got to try harder. I got to try harder. I got to be out here more. I need to take as many opportunities as I can to be outside, get the money, get these items, and then continue pouring more and more into the business. So hopefully this was valuable to you guys. Hopefully it didn't seem somber. Again, we'll talk to you soon. Peace.